let's just start. I'm not going to bother with a recap just yet. Let's just launch right into it, because this is attached directly to what happened last time we played.
This is like a part 1, part 2 episode.
That's
if
right.
You know what I mean?
No, it's a part 1, part 2 episode. Okay.
Ooh, multi-part mini-series brought to you by NBC Prime.
That's right.
NBC Prime. That's my favorite streaming service.
All right, Fox.
Heck yeah.
After several minutes, standing alone behind a prismatic wall in Jess Basin's private study, the door opens and a tall drow strides in. Mavira has purple hair and teal eyes that don't have any pupils. She wears a set of sheaths over her shoulders, each holding a longsword with strange runes etched into the hilt. From up close, you catch a glimpse beneath the cloak of full-body dragon-scale armor. Not the polished, showy stuff that you see on court nights, but the worn, scratched, burnt-in-places armor of someone who fights big things too often to bother cleaning the armor. Ooh. Etched into her torso is a rod breaking over a large anvil. She stands opposite you, flanked by 2 of her private security goons, large muscular tieflings. After evaluating you for a few moments, just staring you down, she turns and addresses one of her lackeys, and the rasping bark of her voice tells you Common is probably not her first language. Dismiss the guests. We have captured our troublemakers. Offer accommodations to any who need it. Miss Basin's reputation must remain intact. The lackey nods and leaves the room. And you, Mavira says, flat teal eyes piercing you emotionlessly.
Clarification question.
Yep.
I still look like the princess, right?
You do.
Okay.
Yep. Player or pawn, I wonder? We shall know soon enough. She waves a cipher through the air and the prismatic wall dissolves. In the same fluid motion, she takes 2 steps towards you, seizes your shoulder in her left hand, and activates another cipher with her right hand. A brief flash of light, and all you know is darkness. Meanwhile, above ground, the other 3 party members, Owlin, Jebediah, and Zothkug, you are back at the cipher truck. You have made it out, having rescued Elaine Mollusk and sort of been rescued by / rescued Mr. Prophecy, whose real name is Franklin Webb. And you are now standing at the cart, aware that Fox has been captured and trying to figure out what to do. As a reminder, you are out of sight of the mansion. Like, you're not under any pressure right now. You're in a little hidden copse of trees where you parked the cart last time.
The real princess did leave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the real princess, yeah, she left.
Okay, good. All right, guys, we gotta go save Fox. Mr. Prophecy could take these people to safety while we go get them.
Wait, Fox didn't make it back? He left before me. He was coming up top.
Yeah, he didn't make it, man.
What do you mean he didn't make it?
I don't know. He's not here.
Before, I will say, although it may have been my idea to rescue the previous time that we just did, it did end fairly disastrously, and I believe we may want to take a bit more time to plan out our next rescue.
This time we only need to rescue 1 person.
Can I put an editor's note in this real quick? I'm sorry.
Sure.
I just would like to clarify, if I remember correctly, Jeb put a hand on Fox's thigh and said, "Good luck, pup," and then jumped off the balcony. That was the last he saw of him.
He said, "You've got this."
Yeah, and then leapt off the balcony, fell to the ground, but then he made his way out another exit.
Yeah, I mean, Jeb is dumbfounded right now that Fox did not make that simple climb up to the top. And that's not a dig at Fox. It's just like, there's not much to that. How far are we away from the courtyard?
A short jog,
Are we on the surface?
Yes,
Yes.
you're on the surface, maybe a 5-minute jog from the open courtyard that is in Jess Basin's mansion.
Okay.
We need to see if he's there. We need to see if somebody has him. Maybe we could ride the cart around the side of the around the side of the courtyard, and we could. He's just underneath. He was just underneath the balcony, like underneath the lip of the.
Well,
he was like right there.
let's send Mr. Prophecy to get these people to safety, and we'll go investigate.
My name's Franklin Webb.
Yeah, it's cool, whatever.
You can just call me Webb.
Do you not like being called Prophecy?
I mean, it just seems a little... I mean, I'm not like a superhero. I'm an adventurer, right?
Jeb takes off running towards the...
Okay.
All right, Franklin, get these people to safety.
What? In the cipher truck? Like, what do you mean, get them to safety? Where am I supposed to take them?
Somewhere safe.
What does that mean?
I do believe we are technically, as of right now, somewhere safe. However, I believe what my friend here is trying to imply is bring them back into the bowl, but somewhere far from the mollusk estate.
I'll give it a go. I've never driven one of these before, but I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. Franklin Webb is on the job.
Thank you so much, Webb. One other thing, and then when you are finished with that, bring the cipher truck to the inn that we proposed to meet you at previously.
All right. You got it.
All right. So now he's on that, and we'll go see if we can peek down.
Jeb is already at the lip of the courtyard. So Jeb, what you see before them, but they'll catch up eventually.
Be okay.
You are looking over the lip of the courtyard from the west side. On the east side of the courtyard, where Fox was, there is now nobody. But there are still a big crowd in the courtyard proper, and you're kind of scanning it, looking for Fox's face, trying to see if you can find anything. And you don't see Fox, but you do see a number of the security goons. It seems like they're slowly escorting everyone out of the estate. So they're kind of one or two at a time, kind of walking people, one party at a time, basically walking them out of the estate back to the front door and letting them leave. There's also now several sheriffs are on scene, and they're like taking statements and looking around and kind of investigating and looking for clues and stuff.
I'm going to, dang it.
Josh, could I cast a spell?
I don't know. Go ahead.
I want to take out a leaf and cast the spell Sending.
Okay.
You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. This creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. You can send it across any distance, even to other planes, but if the target's on a different plane, there's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive. Okay. I'm messaging Fox to see what's his situation, basically. Where are you? What's going on?
And I'm so sorry.
Yeah, just say your actual message.
Okay. Hey, Fox, man, it's Zoth. Where are you? What's going on?
Fox, if you're still in the chat, I'll tell you. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Do you want to just play? It's up to you. Okay, the Fox, you are in a dark stone room. You're clearly underground. The wall behind you is curved in a concave way, so it pushes away from you. And the walls around you are all like solid stone. You don't see a gate or a ledge or there's no door. It's just like a solid stone, almost like a bunker. And that's where you are. Mavira is gone.
And I hear this message.
Yeah, you hear the message.
Nobody else is in the room.
Nobody else is in the room.
All right. I'm gonna whisper back. Think I'm in a dungeon. The same dungeon. It's like one of those circular rooms before. It's a little creepy down here, not gonna lie.
And that's what you hear back.
He's in the dungeon somewhere. He's in a dark, creepy dungeon. That's what he told me.
I'm going to cast message towards Zothkug and Owlin and be like, guys, I don't see him on the balcony. He's not there. I don't know where he is. I don't see him in the crowd. I don't see him down below.
And we can message him back.
Yeah, you can respond.
Yeah, you can reply to that message.
And then Zothkug just sent him a magical message, and he said he's back in the dungeons, similar looking to where we were rescuing the other people.
Yeah, Fox told me he's in the dungeon. No, dark, creepy dungeon.
Let's all... Alan will go, like, meet up with Jeb, or...
Yep.
Or, yeah. I'm not sure what the best plan of action here is.
We gotta save him, man.
We do need to save him. However, as I just said, our most recent rescue attempt was demonstrably a failure.
What do you mean? We saved everyone we had to.
Not Fox, obviously. We lost one.
But he didn't need rescuing when we started.
That's the point. We absolutely failed because we lost someone who doesn't need rescuing.
Oh, I see. But we succeeded in the original mission quest of rescuing X people.
Technically, that's not how you define the success or failure of it. Never mind. We need to if we don't want to lose someone else while rescuing Fox, we need to come up with an actual plan this time. I take most of the blame for this, as it was my idea to simply turn the cart around and go assault the manor, having not ever been there before. However, now we need some sort of plan. Jeb, you've been sitting over here eyeing what's happening. Do you have what's going on in your mind?
Sewers. We've been
go through the sewers.
Well, when Fox and I were earlier, I was exploring some of the sewer access, so I know that there's plenty of sewers down here. And when we went down that first ladder in that guest room, there was a current that swept one of the guards away. It's got to pour out somewhere. Maybe we can find our way back up through there.
I think that's a great idea.
What if we just dig down to one of the other guest rooms and
No. There is no way we do that again.
They're already going to expect that. Like they've seen the hole on the side. My mind went there too. But if they know to expect that, they're gonna and the dirt police are here. They're gonna be able to, like, they're gonna expect that. They're gonna probably have officers patrolling the walls and like listening and looking, and it's probably not going to be long before they get up here. So we need to get in the cart. We need to get it underground. We need to go deep. And
well, the cart is going underground.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we sent the Franklin with the cart.
We sent Mr. Prophecy to drop off the people we rescued, but we can meet him at the inn.
Okay. DM, do we know about how far the inn is from here?
You do know. I'm trying to mentally recall the map of Tumbleweb.
And what I know of, like, an external access nearby. Like, could we stay up top?
Oh yeah, you could go overland and then come back in through a different entrance to the strands, right, and get to that inn, no problem. It's only the bowl that you have to already be underground to get into. The rings, right, you can get to from above ground, no problem.
So
you're probably like
above.
Yeah, like 20 minutes if you go above ground, because you can go in a straight line and then take the access in and go.
So let's we'll stay above ground and out of sight, and
Yes.
and then meet him back at the inn. We'll be able to catch a little breath, yeah, let's do that.
The above ground area is basically like a field, right? Like rolling hills is what you said last time.
Yes, it's like gentle rolling hills, and in the distance you can see a forest, but it's not like the creepy like Forest of Fangorn type forest. It's like a gentle, healthy forest with little fireflies fluttering through it and stuff.
You would not believe your eyes.
Yeah, you wouldn't actually believe your eyes. It's a calm evening. The only thing you hear is the sound of the wind whipping through the trees. You hear owls hooting gently, the grass rustling beneath your feet as you walk towards the inn, and then you eventually make your way back down into the Strands, head to the third ring, and find your way to the Twilight Fox. You arrive at the Twilight Fox actually ahead of your cart driver, who's got to navigate all of the, he's got to navigate the Strands, so it's all bendy and twisty. It's not a straight path. So you actually get there first, and
Can I go check on
Yeah, sure. Avery lets you in. He doesn't really know anything's up, so he just lets you in. He's like, "Oh, you guys are back a little earlier than I expected. You want some food? I thought you were at a party all night. Weren't you going to a party?"
Onions, we need to keep a low profile. Something crazy's going on in town. And if anybody, comes around asking for us, we're just going to be in our rooms and we weren't here.
All right, you got it. You want to tell me about it?
I would like. You offered food earlier. I would like some food. That would be great, if possible.
I'll pass on the food. I ate a lot at the party.
So you did go to the party. How was it?
We did.
Troublesome. It was amazing for what we spent in it. I had fun.
He serves up a hot plate of dinner for Owlin, and Owlin gets what I had for dinner tonight because it's the first thing that popped into my head. It's mac and cheese with barbecue pulled pork on it.
That sounds amazing.
Yep. So that's what Owlin gets for dinner.
Hey, Onions. You remember that one time when Boondoggle went all crazy?
Yeah, I remember.
It's like that.
So someone at the party was doing some weird drugs?
Yeah, and messing with other people.
Oh man.
We were able to kind of break it up, but the roots run deep, and we lost one of our guys, and so we're trying to regroup and make a plan.
Oh yeah, the skinny fellow has a different face every time I see him.
Yeah, and but like the law is probably still sorting things out right now, and I can assure you we're not on the wrong side, but since, just like with Boondoggle, it took a while for things to come to light, so we're just laying low.
All right. Well, hey, no worries. Take your stuff out of your rooms and use these back rooms. And he shows you he's got like a second kind of hallway of rooms that's just further back into the inn. So you head down there, and he burrows out some three new rooms for you.
Sweet.
I will put my stuff, and I'll get and I'll be like, "Hey, we still got business to do. You're free to come with us if you want, or you're free to chill here, rest, whatever."
What kind of business? Will it be a learning endeavor, or will it be a Foxes in Trouble endeavor?
Foxes in Trouble endeavor.
Ah, the other kind. I will wait here. And
Okay.
Just turns around and goes back to meditating.
Yeah, suddenly got way sassier and
He's salty.
in the sessions that he's missed.
I'll be like, all right, is out.
Yeah, it's becoming
Probably
more
for the
worldly.
Yeah, says that. He puts up two roots and he's like, "Yeah, it's out."
Yeah, it's out.
Probably for the best that he's, not put in any danger.
Yes, I do not believe that this, like the previous mission that we recently endeavored on, is an appropriate place for, to be.
He's in a safe place here. Sometimes, you can't trust where you leave things.
I think I understand what you mean by that, yes.
I'm going to add a die to the tension pool for time.
All right, I guess we're just waiting for the cart to arrive.
When we do find this sewer access point...
Sure, the cart has arrived. That's fine.
Okay. What shall we do? Should we have Mr. Prophecy with the cart staying outside of the access point as our getaway driver?
Yeah, he's getaway guy.
Okay.
I can be getaway guy, but do we still want these people in the back of the cart at the time?
No.
No.
You people are free to leave. I apologize. We simply wanted to get you to
a safe place. She's still passed out. Elaine Mollusk is still unconscious in the back of the cart.
I forgot who was in the cart.
Alan, I think we need to hide these people away because they're going to notice they're gone and come looking for them. So we need to make sure that they're in a place they can't be found, or at least in a protected area. One of the two.
Do you think the temple would be a good place, Alan?
The one that's all worn down?
No. Oh, well, there's that one. I was thinking the one too, or like the fancier one.
I
Where
do
Tesla
not
is?
believe. Well, you mean Edison?
Edison, sorry.
Yeah.
I since Elaine would be very recognizable there, and that place is actually frequented. I don't believe that is necessarily the best place to put her.
I think the broken down chapel's a good idea.
I believe we can trust the people at the broken down temple, and
How far away is that?
That's a ways away. I do know that is a ways away.
What if we just wake her up and question her?
Right now?
I mean, no time like the present.
It may prove, some info may prove valuable on rescuing Fox. Well, there is no time like the present.
Could I do a medicine check on Elaine?
Absolutely.
She's dead.
No.
In the intervening time, since nobody stabilized her, she's now died.
That would be crazy.
Along with the lead and the plot and like all the planning that went around this moment.
I got a 27.
27. Okay.
Fail. Man, that's so low.
She's been like, she's not in great shape, but she's not, none of her injuries are life-threatening. It's more like a combination of small injuries. Like she's covered in bruises, but no cuts. It seems like you pull back her eyelids and like her eyes dilate correctly, so you don't think there's a concussion, but they don't seem to focus on anything. So it's like she's out of it, but it seems more like a dizzy spell than like a real injury, if that makes any sense. You're pretty confident that you could wake her up with smelling salts and she'd eventually come to. She'll probably be groggy and disoriented for an hour or two after you wake her up.
All right. Could I use one of her healing kits?
Absolutely.
And then I have the feet that adds health to that.
Okay.
Let me read it. Get the wording exactly right.
Softcog has the feet.
When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 HP. As an action, you can spend one use of a healer's kit to tend to a creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 HP to it, plus additional HP equal to the creature's max number of hit die. The creature can't regain HP from this feature again until it finishes a short or long rest.
Okay. Her max hit die is 10, so you can roll her health gain, and let me know what she gets back.
It is 1d6 plus 4.
She's got a better hit die than me.
So
that
that's
what the rich
max.
person health insurance does.
So I got a
You're not
10 plus additional HP to the creature's maximum number of hit die. How many is it?
10.
Is it 10?
10 hit die.
Okay. So she'd regain 20 HP?
Yo,
Okay.
how many healing kits?
He used one healing kit.
They regain 20 HP?
One use of a healer's kit.
Holy crap. How does that?
He has the feats. I think that should be the slogan for Four Guys, Adventures, and Vibes. We have the feats.
I mean, I max rolled, so it was 6 plus 4 is 10, and then the I guess hit die is another 10.
Sweet.
Dang.
So she comes to with a little bit of a shock in her eyes, as you expected. She's not totally cognizant of what's happening around her, but she does eventually kind of focus on your face. She goes, "You're tall. Tall folk here? Tall folk, are you part of it?"
Yes.
You're part of it. And she scrambles back where she's
laying
against the wall.
We're trying to get you out of it.
Out of what? I was already unconscious. No. She jumps to her feet and she pulls 2 daggers from her belt. I won't let you. And she's clearly a seasoned fighter. This is a stance you've seen Fox take 100 times.
We're not here to hurt you.
Alan will do a.
What race is she again?
She's a gnome.
Okay.
Alan will do a worship of Awara, like a worshiper of Awara greeting. I don't know if in canon we have any of those.
Just tell me what it's like.
Ooh.
He will offer out his hands like this, like he's reaching out for someone to grab something out of his hands, and then he'll act like he's like pouring like liquid out of his hands, and then Elaine, Miss Mollusk, we saved you from people who were attempting to capture you. And we've taken you here to this inn so that you're safe and far away from the people who are trying to capture you. We know it was Jess Basin who was attempting to do something to you.
She slowly lowers the daggers as she recognizes one of the salutations of the Oaran Church. Jess attacked me?
Or she hired someone.
But if she knows, then they know. Then we have to. Elliott, where's Elliott? And she like turns to like run out the door.
Oh, it might not be safe for you to just go running
block
about
the door.
Safe for me? It's not. One of my employees has figured the whole thing is fraud. The Wingle digits, the say all of it. It was manufactured, and I'm close to figuring it out. But my employee Elliott Orchid, he was on
we have someone looking into that. We have someone looking for him.
She turns to you. Looking for him? Who?
Elliott disappeared hours, or was it days or hours before the party?
It was the day before the party that you found him vanished.
Elliott disappeared the day before the party.
Is his daughter still at the inn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This, and then do we want to do this is his daughter? Here's
Yes.
the proof. Okay. This is his daughter. We've sent our people to find Elliott, but
As soon as you walk Annabelle into the room, faster than like your eyes can actually follow, Elaine Mollusk has hidden her 2 daggers and is down on one knee in front of her going, Annabelle, come here. What happened to Daddy? And Annabelle's, sort of tearfully explains what happened and gives her kind of an overview of what happened. But you get the sense that like she knows Annabelle, they have interacted before. Yeah. She says, and these people helped you? And it's Annabelle's account that seems to finally like land, finally convinces her that you're telling the truth. She looks up at you and goes, thank you for taking care of Annabelle. Can she continue to stay here? I will make sure, Mr. Peppermint, and she, addresses Avery, who's also been kind of introduced as part of the story. I'll make sure that you're compensated. This won't do. We'll double this. And she just like kind of with a wave of her hands promises to double the size of his tavern. Okay. Let me, there's a lot of thoughts. Give me just a moment to recenter. And she turns around and whips out both daggers and begins like scratching symbols and stuff on the wall, almost like psych ward patient style all over the wall. But you see a lot of the same drawings that she was doing before. And in particular, you recognize that, Jeb, you saw the, like, it's a decagon and they had said like captures and whatever. And she's looking at it a little bit more closely and she goes, but that would mean that, and she kind of like adds some stuff to it. And so she's like still kind of working on her design. Is this a DM question or an interruption for her?
DM question.
What's up?
Does any of this scrolling look familiar to the whiteboard that Jeb looked at?
It looks exactly like the whiteboard that you looked at, except now there's a little bit more detail on it. Because if I just had Elliott's designs, I think we could. Okay.
Owlin
turns around.
Can Owlin roll insight on kind of what's transpired so far, like whether she seems genuine? Like, because she's mentioned like, okay, we need to stop this, all this stuff. Can Owlin roll insight? Okay.
Absolutely.
Only a 9.
She seems to be in her right mind to you.
Okay. Owlin, she mentioned if only I had his designs.
Mm-hmm.
Owlin will produce his copy of Elliott's designs because he copied them down before giving them the originals to the Grey Watch. That's what they're called, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he produces those and says, I have encountered Elliott's designs and I believe this is what you're looking for.
That is an old version, but it should help.
My goodness, yes, this is one of his drafts. But it looks like there are some of them missing. She's flipping through the pages.
Yes.
Was it just these 2 that were missing? To the best of your knowledge, yes, it's just those 2 that were missing.
Yes.
They must be the closest to the actual process. He must have been on the right track. It is essential that we find Elliott. He was working on a way to disrupt whatever it is that they did to me. He had a way to break it, to undo it.
You know what happened to you?
Yes, I would love to know what happened to you. What have you? Because we have been suspicious of the Wingle digits and of all of this thing.
The Wingle digits
completely.
The Wingle digits are just the surface. The that's all people. That's all here. That's here problems. These are their problems. And she points back to her designs as if like, you know, she's almost frustrated that your minds aren't keeping up with her. They're their problems. It's getting foggy. It's
Can I make like an intelligence check to like put her garbled words and the additions to the board that she's been scribbling and kind of like suss out some more details?
Yeah,
like
if you're trained in it, you can use Arcana, and otherwise you can use Intelligence.
Oh, Jeb's trained in Arcana.
I thought you probably would be. Are you trained in it?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah, then go ahead.
Okay.
I got a 25.
Nice.
Okay. Zothkug is not able to keep up with it. She's just talking really fast. It probably would make sense if she slowed down a little bit. But Jeb, you get the sense that she's talking about the planes. Like, the Wingle digits and the Sacrium are a this plane problem, but she's saying that this goes beyond that. This is an every plane problem. And you also, as you look at the symbols that she's added to the original Decagon, you recognize, or not... There's not a standard symbol for this. It's more like you intuit by looking at them that they are logical symbols representing the schools of magic. So there are 8 schools of magic, right? There's abjuration, conjuration, divination, dunamancy, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. And on 8 of the points of the Decagon, she has done a symbol that you can sort of logically connect. It's not like a real symbol. It's like, oh, the skull's probably necromancy. Right. But then there are 2 symbols that you don't recognize as well on the other 2 points of the Decagon. But she's still like, you know, in her sort of smart person rant where she's like, this is a their problem because they cut off from them, and then it all worked out like it's, oh no, it's getting foggier. I'm losing it. It's like my memories are vanishing as I think about them. They promised me stuff, and it went. I think they were in my head. I think something was in Aboleth. What? I don't know that word. I know every word. Aboleth. What is an Aboleth? Tell me.
To our best knowledge, they are these ancient sea monsters that have been apparently devising a plot to, I don't know, destroy the world, I guess, in some way or another.
They are also not from this plane, and they're known to conquer entire planes of existence, and
they wanted to rule.
We suspect they have a brainwashing ability. We don't know the mechanics of it, but something along that line.
I'm going to give her a roll since you reminded her about Aboleth. Ooh, and she rolled really well. They wanted to rule. They promised me things. They made me feel like things were happening that weren't happening. It was like I was in a paradise. Everything that, like, my deepest desires were just answered, and then the power plant, I think. I think the power plant is part of it. The hydroelectric power plant, the source.
Didn't you create the hydroelectric power plant?
I've been approved to build it, but I think that might not have. I don't know if that was me. I think that might not have been me.
Interesting.
And then I think they needed. I was coming too. I think.
This sounds like a charm more than just like standard brainwashing, I guess.
It's not.
Zoth, do you have anything that would help with the charm?
Let me see.
Miss Mollusk, if it may help you concentrate, would you mind explaining to me what you have written on the wall?
Yes, of course. It's a very simple design. It's just it's derived from the inscription on the Wingle digit. Naturally, the Decagon on the Wingle digit represents all the schools of magic, and then inscribed across the center of it, it's being channeled. They're channeling the schools of magic. I think they've replicated this design in larger fashion, like to create a funnel or a pipeline. When magical energy releases, it would get sucked back in. This is meant to contain the schools of magic. So the weave is a decagon. The whole weave, each strand, a strand for each school of magic. Every strand gets pulled in, and then the weave begins to contain. But then instead of permeating everything like it's supposed to, they've somehow managed to condense it into these small things. And I think there's a bigger one, and then I think it's in stages. But how could they have done that? They would have needed an immense power source to create some kind of suction like this. Something otherworldly, even. What kind of?
They've trapped all the avatars.
The avatars, of course, they're using the avatars as batteries. The avatars' power is independent of their deities. That's how they can contribute to the will of their god or goddess without the god or goddess being present. That's how it. But their power would be finite. How? I don't there are pieces of this that I don't understand, but I told, and she suddenly, the horror of what she's done comes onto her face. I told Jess Basin everything. We've always shared breakthroughs with each other and new ideas and things, and so I naturally came to her to bounce the ideas to see if they held water, and then it's all foggy. Something at the party, something.
Yep.
Something
Mavira.
I don't know that name.
That's the personal guard Jess hired.
I'm not sure I remember her. That's not coming back to me.
She's been tasked with, I guess, taking out a bunch of people. The Dwarven princess was attacked, and we got her away.
The Dwarven... There was a princess?
Yeah.
I don't think I even knew there was a... I don't remember that either.
We believe that Jess Basin is under the control of the Aboleth, and that as soon as Jess Basin learned of your knowledge, well, perhaps she learned of your knowledge previously, and that is why she, took Elliott, and now is... set up something at the party to take you, and it sounds as though attempt to put you under the Aboleth's control. I guess we can hopefully safely assume that she did not.
It must have been because we were too close. Elliott told me about his design, his machine, and I told her that my employee had made a fascinating discovery. I was going to show her his prototype. Of course she had to interrupt me, or they did. I guess it's not her. I don't even...
We are unclear about that part.
This is so
we
weird.
don't know whether Jess Basin is serving the Aboleth over her, from her own accord, or is simply under the Aboleth's complete control.
Before we left, the Aboleth spoke and then just disappeared.
This is true.
It spoke? What did it say?
Memory check. What did it say?
It said, no, these are this is like when Voldemort spoke at Hogwarts and it's like etched in everyone's mind. This was like that. The Aboleth said, "Be still," and then vanished.
The Aboleth simply said, "Be still," and then both it and Jess vanished.
Be still.
Wait, what? You guys saw it down there?
I didn't see it.
I did.
We just heard it.
You saw the Aboleth?
Yes,
How?
in my own stupidity or pride, I thought that given the chance, I was alone in a room with Jess Basin, and that given a chance, I could attack her and win. I was incorrect, and as soon as I attacked her, she counterattacked. Clearly was of a much higher skill than I was in defending herself, and
she doesn't know anything about fighting.
Interesting. That was not the impression that I received. Perhaps it's a
what if the Aboleth can fight through the people it enslaves?
That is I think that's a fair theory.
Also, Jeb, to answer your question about charms, I do not have anything explicitly, but generally when you harm the creature being charmed or the creature doing the charming, that'll give them a chance to break out.
Break out.
Owlin.
Yes?
I don't think you saw the aboleth in there. Or what you saw was probably an illusion. To my knowledge, they can create illusory copies of themselves and appear to be places and speak, but they can't teleport.
I thought you said that they were water creatures.
Yeah, they are.
I guess that does make sense as we were not in the water. Yes, that may be the case. You could be correct.
They also have this like ooze or slime that they excrete in like waters they've been in.
Yes, and we have been noticing that frequently, it seems, around dig sites and other places that it seems the aboleth has been.
Okay, so we need a game plan.
Yes.
We gotta go save Fox.
We need Fox.
We need Elliott. If they already have Fox, it's too late for him. We need
They had
the
you.
Great Watch.
It wasn't too late for you.
But it was too. How did we wake me up? What happened to me? Why am I not enslaved?
Not
that I'm complaining, mind.
Well, Fox found the secret area of the mansion and broke in and carried you out. And then we didn't realize what was happening, and then they recaptured you, and then we re-broke in and saved you and all the other prisoners again.
Which one of you is Fox?
In that process, Fox was lost.
They have Fox now. But he was disguised as the Dwarven Princess, which I think he still is. So they might think he is the Dwarven Princess and not Fox.
Will his disguise hold up under scrutiny?
To my best knowledge, I think.
This disguise, surprisingly so. This has been the most accurate disguise I have seen him take on yet. He is a changeling, so
I wonder if the princess's retinue is around. We could tell them that their princess has been taken, and maybe they'll storm the castle for us.
They know.
We sent the princess away.
Yes. She is with her retinue at this moment. Quite an ingenious idea, though, if that were the case.
So
why did we think of that?
Do we have a contact point with the Grey Watch?
Yes. However, we weren't supposed to meet them until tomorrow.
Well, we're meeting them at a tavern on Saturday.
Are they real then? The Grey Watch?
Yes, we sent the Grey Watch to find Elliott.
You said so. Are you the Grey Watch?
No, we
are just an
friends.
adventuring company.
We're friends. Yes, we are. We are. And then Alan, we are 4 guys, adventures and vibes, and we are friends of the Grey Watch.
Oh, weird. You are a strange group of people.
We get that.
It's part of our branding.
So, you said you sent the Grey Watch to look for Elliott?
Yes, this is correct.
And we'll hear back tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yes, which I guess Alan's gonna look around to see if he can check the time. Which I guess
it's late
this morning.
It's late o'clock. It's probably after midnight.
Yeah. So in probably actually in a few hours. However, I would prefer if we spent those few hours rescuing our friend while we have time, and then make it back in time to talk about Elliott.
You said you saw the aboleth. When you saw the aboleth, what did it do exactly? You said it spoke. What else did it do?
I seem to remember it just floating. That was mostly it, and which does play into what Jeb just said about it most likely being an illusion.
Interesting.
That means it's nearby, though. There's a limit to the range at which it can do things.
That makes sense.
Do we know that limit?
No.
I think it's about a mile.
Oh. Jeb knows.
That's what Alan was about to say.
A mile. Well, that doesn't help us very much. It could be a mile straight down. It could be in the hydroelectric dang it. She like turns around and scratches off a big chunk of her map and like redraws a little map of what's underneath Tumbleweb. I bet it's there.
That makes sense. One of our things we were going to do while we were down here is check on that plant.
Well, we are a very capable bunch.
Like a week ago.
Yes, that thing.
I do not think we are prepped and ready to fight an aboleth.
No,
but we are maybe prepped and ready to
Jeb loads
an aboleth.
Jeb loads a shell into his from his bandolier into his blunderbuss and says, "I am."
Let's go get Fox first. That's the most pressing thing.
Yes, I do believe that is the most pressing matter. We are going to go rescue our friend as we've rescued you, hopefully with a bit more of a thought-out plan, it seems, this time. You are welcome to follow us and help. You are also welcome to stay here.
I don't want to put Elaine in danger. She knows a lot and can be very useful.
Elaine.
This is true. However, I seem to have observed that, Elaine, you seem to be a quite capable fighter.
I am normally, but I have a feeling that under a thin veneer of recently restored health, I'm probably not up to doing much. She's still like covered in bruises and stuff. Like hit points don't make injuries go away.
Perhaps it may be best for you to rest here while we do this and meet you back here before we go.
I'm gonna real quick go see if he has a sleep or if he's awake.
While he's doing that, Elaine.
Yes.
And Jeb's like starts pointing out stuff on the scrabblings on the wall and whatnot. Are we working with the timetable here?
I don't think they are modifying time. Time is a subset of Dunamancy.
Do we know how much time we have before whatever they're trying to accomplish is done?
She like sits down and grabs her temples like she's trying to remember. I've seen probably not the whole plan, but there was some element of it that I had to be shown to participate in it. I believe we're in phase 3 of 5. I believe my part in the plan was to help. They needed guards? They needed soldiers?
Do you happen to be a part owner in hold on, apologies. Private Security Goons?
No, Private Security Goons is an independent company. They popped up, I don't know, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Why?
What? How could you provide them soldiers if you aren't in that business?
I think they wanted me to construct soldiers.
Jeb pulls out the little statue of the auto gnome that he took from Jess Bason's estate. Does this jog any memories?
Isn't that mine?
I pulled this from Jess Bason's estate. If
actually,
it is yours, it probably wasn't intended to be. Oh wait, no, it is her.
No, it was her.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Yeah, I lifted this from your place.
You robbed my estate and then rescued me?
Well, I mean, as we've all discussed and agreed upon here, something is not quite right with your head, or at least wasn't until recently. So you were a pretty high up suspect on the list of people needed to look into.
That is correct.
So we did check your place out and found some nefarious things.
My conference room, are my notes still there?
I'm trying to remember, DM.
The walls that were covered in whiteboards? Yeah, unless you erased them, they're still there.
I didn't erase them. And didn't I grab like some stacks of paper from there?
You grabbed some sheets off of her desk, but you didn't grab any.
That's right.
Because her notes were all handwritten, like on whiteboards. Yeah. Maybe if I can.
No, well, I scribbled down. I took a couple minutes and copied the stuff from her whiteboard into my Grandpa's journal.
You totally did. If only I could get. I think if we go back there and I can see them, maybe it will help me remember.
No, I got you, pup. And I pull out my journal, and I kind of flip through it and to the pages with her whiteboard stuff on it.
So how long did it take you to quickly check out my estate?
Oh, I'm pretty fast up here, and I'm pretty, you know. And Jeb like points out to all of her scrawlings on the wall. He's like, I understand this. This is my stuff. Like,
well, if adventuring doesn't work out for you, there might be a place for you at Edison. She begins flipping through your scrawlings and looking through her notes.
DM.
While she's flipping through that, can I like try to like analyze patterns in her scrawlings and fix something to impress her?
Yeah. Roll Arcana, but with disadvantage, just because she's a genius. What's up, Trevor?
Is Ya awake?
Yes, Ya is awake. He is just meditating.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you during meditation.
It's okay. What is happening?
We have a friend outside who's having some memory problems and is also injured, and I was wondering if you had any herbs that could be used to help with both memory and, like, obviously not the same thing, but, like, any herbs that could help.
I can only calm emotions. I do not know how to restore memory. But if it is a charm, then perhaps you can break the charm. Well, there is no magic.
Yes.
I do not know. Perhaps raw sacrium.
Actually, Alan isn't there.
That's actually a very good idea.
If Alan was there, the response I had loaded up was, I don't think that's a very good idea.
No. All right, yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Also, our host has not let them in because you told him not to, but there is a halfling with a serval in the hall.
That's good to know.
Yes. I could hear the serval growling.
Okay. I will leave to his meditation, go back out, and I'll go up to the group. First off, suggested raw sacrium could help with the memory fog / charm.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Second thing, there's a halfling with a serval in the hall that wasn't let in.
Also, Jeb, what'd you get on your roll?
I rolled a 10.
Okay, yeah, so you can't find any mistakes.
Alan will... I do believe that is our Greywatch friend, and Alan will go and... First, is there like a peephole he can look through?
No.
He'll...
Jeb could dig one.
Can Alan ask Jeb to dig a little peephole to make sure?
Yeah, I'll dig a peephole.
The door is wooden, like...
no, through the dirt wall next to the wooden door.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Sure. You dig a little peephole, and sure enough, Shale is standing in the hallway. He looks agitated. He's standing outside the door and looking like up and down the hall.
Okay, Alan will
down the tunnel waiting for him.
Yeah, it's Shale. It's good.
Alan lets him in.
Okay, he spills into the room and goes, I've found him, but we don't have long. I'm glad you're back from the party. I hope it was good, but I think they're moving him tonight. I think right now he's being moved.
Are there other prisoners that are being moved as well?
Not with Harley. I think there's multiple of these different thugs who are involved, but Harley seems to only have this one, and they're headed for back to the Underdark. We don't have long to like intercept them.
Interesting. Alan will turn towards the rest of the group.
Where are they at?
Where? Oh, Shark Harley. She's in the bowl right now.
I do believe it. While it pains me to say this, because every time we've done this, it has not quite worked out. This may be another situation of splitting into pairs, where I guess not in this situation pairs, but splitting us up again.
Jeb and I go to Fox, and you and Shale go to Elliott.
I can take Frank.
You could.
Who is Frank?
I'm Frank. Quit calling me Mr. Prophecy. I'm not a superhero. I'm an adventurer. I'm Franklin Webb.
I simply in my head refer to you as Mr. Prophecy.
What if I called you Mr. Nakedness? Huh?
Jeb turns to Frank and says, Jeb turns to Frank and says, "No sass from the interns, please."
I'm not an intern. I earned my place here.
I do believe he is not quite an intern. We have soon we will talk about your official job title. However, we do. I do believe that is what we will probably end up doing.
Elaine,
Wait, what's
Elaine
the
kind of
split
interrupts
again?
your counsel and she says, I really think it would be wisest if we save Elliot and then bring him with us. If Fox is already enslaved, we will need Elliot's discovery to fix him.
Ah, that makes sense. I do believe that Elaine may be correct in this case.
You know what? I think Elaine's onto something. I think maybe we were a little burnt out, so we stick together. And Zoth has this amazing ability to talk to Fox, so he could even help us guide to where Fox is.
I can't do it very often.
How often can you do it?
One, until the leaves run out, and two, 2 times a day.
2 times a day, and then
It's been midnight since the last time you did it, so you got one of them back.
Till the leaves
counts as
run
a
out
long
is
rest?
another name of the book of Jebediah Peppermint
There you go.
Chronicles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. So in this case, I mean, it sounds as though this is urgent. We must go. Elaine, you're free to stay here and rest and recover your strength.
Oh,
You can go sleep with if you want.
hang on. And she unscrews the hilt of one of her daggers, and in the hilt there is a fine powder. It's like a kind of chalky gray, and she pours the powder out into her hand and then begins kind of dividing it into little... Do you have any kind of containers, any flasks or bottles or anything like that? Bags, fabric, anything?
So I'll have to be like, yeah, this is how we end a party.
You hand her stuff for rolling, and she goes, "That is not what this is for. But these will do." And she kind of she like folds them into like packages instead of rolling your rolling paper. She says, "This is disappearing powder. It's one of the things I was working on as another use for Sacrium. If you throw it into the ground hard enough, it will make you, or really anything within a 5-foot radius of your location, will suddenly disappear. It doesn't move with you though. Like, you have to stay there to stay hidden."
So it's just hiding. Like if we move, it goes away.
Exactly. But it may come in useful. She
I
hands
agree.
it to you. She gives each of you 1 charge of disappearing powder.
Okay.
TM.
Who TM'd it? Is it an Edison product?
Well, it will be. I mean, she's Edison.
That's true.
Everything Elaine Mollusk does is Edison.
Alrighty. Let's go intercept Harley now.
Okay, I'm going to take 1 second here because this dude is like tanking this stream, and I'm going to offer Matt a cutscene in the dungeon. Matt, do you want us to cut to
Are you
Fox?
still alive, Matt?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that answers
yeah,
that
all right.
question.
Cool. Moving on. You guys are going to head off to intercept Shark Harley. So you head out, and okay, so now Shale is leading your path, and he doesn't like even say anything to you. He snaps his fingers twice, and his serval growls once and then streaks off into the distance. I've sent the serval to try and intercept them. We'll see if he can stall them or move them to a different street, or I don't know, slow them in somehow. He's a smart animal. And then he continues leading you down the strands, and this is clearly a dude who knows his way around these tunnels like the back of his hand. He takes you through ways that even Jeb didn't know existed, and kind of like weaves and dives and gets you to the bowl in like 5 minutes from the outer ring. He gets you there, and from the top of the bowl, he's now standing there serving. I'm going to see if he can find them.
Jeb is so giddy, just like pretending to be a superhero of like a part of the Grey Watch. He's like borderline to himself. Like he knows he would be caught. Like it would be bad if he did it, but in his head he's doing the little dun 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 dun, dun in his head. He's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Is Franklin with us, or did he stay behind?
No, he's with us, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he should
you
be
guys
with
brought
us.
Franklin, right? Franklin's with you.
Yeah.
He just isn't saying much. He's at the back stewing about you calling him Mr. Prophecy instead of Frank.
I can't believe he doesn't want to accept that. That's such a great name.
Franklin needs to be with us to get some level up because he's going to be Matt's new character.
Wash is like grinding, like XP grinding a new Pokemon here. He's like, yeah, this dude's not going to make it past Victory Road.
We got the EXP share turned on, and
There you go.
Okay, so you are continuing your travel. Oh, also, I guess it's past midnight, so everybody needs to roll a Constitution save to avoid a step of fatigue.
I already had that earlier. Choo.
Oh no, I got a natural
one.
Jeb,
I got an 8.
Jeb?
I got a natural 1 as well.
Oh
we're
my
all
gosh.
fatigued.
So you both take 2 steps of fatigue.
Oh, that's bad.
That's real
really bad.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Mr. Web of Prophecy, chat. I see you. That may be where this winds up. Like Doctor Strange, who's like Mr. Web of Prophecy.
Well, it's exhaustion, right?
Yeah,
Same
exhaustion.
thing. Okay.
Sorry, you're right. It's exhaustion in this edition.
That it doesn't matter. I
Oof.
just need to make sure that I don't click the wrong thing.
That's bad.
What does that do?
That's disadvantage on ability checks, and our speed is halved.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's bad.
Our pace and slows down by a lot.
Your pace noticeably slows. And Shale, who's like still like streaking on ahead of you, turns around and goes, "What happened to when was the last time you slept?"
I was like, what? You're my hero. Wait, what? What?
I think we woke up at like 7 or 8 this morning.
This is true. We are running on fumes in the sleep department.
I'm fine. I can do it, Shale. I can make it. I can take it. It's okay. I'm fine.
Okay.
And Jeb's like half closed eyes on his feet.
He turns his seeking eyes back to the city and finally goes, "There." And you can see it is a dirt folk wearing like the classic leather biker jacket with a chain wrapped around each of her two separate chains wrapped around each arm. And she's dragging a
nice.
Yeah, chat yelled caffeine. She's dragging a wheelbarrow behind her with a tarp over it.
Alan's speed is not halved, right? No, yeah.
You just have disadvantage on ability checks.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. Because you just got 1 stage of exhaustion.
Stage 1 exhaustion.
That's right. Stage 1 exhaustion.
Fatal.
Shale says, okay, let's try and intercept her this way. And he like kind of picks out a path that he thinks even at your slower rate you'll be able to make. And he leads you down.
We'll follow your lead.
You pull around the corner after probably 10 or 15 minutes of winding through the city with no visual of Shark Harley. Like it's basically trusting to Shale's instincts. And then you come around a corner and there like opposite you on the other side of the intersection, like standoff style, is Shark Harley with the, one hand on the wheelbarrow behind you. She recognizes at least one of you, but probably Shale. And she just stops, lets go of the wheelbarrow for a second, like stares you down. Are you going to do anything?
How far away?
About 60 feet away, other side of like a big city intersection.
And it's just us.
Yes, I mean there are a handful of random pedestrians who are wandering around because it's a downtown area, but it's not like heavily trafficked at the moment.
60 feet, you said?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Zoth is gonna do what Fox has always told him to do, and he's just gonna stand there looking menacing with his arms crossed.
Okay. She's going to
contemplating firing off a magic missile.
As you're all thinking about what to do, she turns and dashes into the distance with the wheelbarrow.
Magic missile. It's got 120-foot range.
Okay, magic missile is going to hit her, but I'm still going to put us into pursuit. And this is the first time I've had a visual for our pursuits.
Woo! Pursuit!
And I should...
Look at this awesome new crap.
Rip Matt.
Oh, dude, that's rad.
Yeah, it is rad. So basically what's happening here in pursuit is that if you... We've always done it this way. I just haven't had the visual for it, so I'm explaining for chat. If you catch up to your quarry, then combat begins. But quarry always goes first. Now you've already cast magic missile, so you can use magic missile. But each time you get a chance to tell the story in a way that you gain on the person. So each time you do that, we come up with a skill difficulty, we roll, and then you either advance towards them or not. So she's starting with a dash action, but let's first figure out how much damage your magic missile does to her. She rolls a save for half, is that right?
Nope, it just hits. There is no dodging
it. Just does the thing. Great. How much damage?
Unless she has shield.
Damage.
Max damage?
Hold on a second. Well, just about max damage.
Okay.
Max pain 3.
That's right.
The counter is shield, so if she can
5,
somehow
10.
reaction cast shield in this world.
Sorry, my Wash has actual fatigue from just getting back from vacation. So bear with 5, 10, 13 points of force damage as it shoot through the, like, across town.
Okay.
And down the alley and hit her.
Okay, so you hit her in the back, and it, like, stumbles her into the wheelbarrow. She's going to... okay, so she misses a couple steps, but she doesn't actually lose her dash. So she takes the full dash action for her turn down the street, and as she's dashing, she's going to attempt to knock over a closed vendor stand of goods to try and block the street behind her. Okay, she did roll high enough to do that, so she gains 1 step on you guys as she's running. So she moves to step 3 here. Now it's your turn. How are you going to try and catch up? It's a big city street, and now there's a pile of stuff in your way, so you've got to find a way to circumnavigate that. You can narrate as cool as you want to be. Oh, I leap up the wall and wall jump, or what? You know, just tell me what you do.
Are we in the Cypher truck, or are we on foot?
You're on foot.
Okay. Well, Jeb and Zoth are half movement speed, so Shale and Alan can keep up, but I think we fall behind a little bit.
But there's also the thing that she just threw on in front of us.
Is it possible for me to, like, try to climb up Alan so I don't have to run? Because I've got, like, a 10-foot movement.
Yeah, you can climb on Alan if Alan's, if Alan consents to that. Alan,
wait, you're gonna try to climb on top of me?
He wants to, like, ride on your shoulders like Yoda.
Yeah, does that hinder me at all?
Yeah, you would need to roll athletics to keep him there.
I mean, Jeb weighs like 30 pounds.
Yeah, but he's already fatigued.
Oh, that's right. Alan's fatigued too.
Yep. Only 1 level as opposed to 2, but
yeah.
Is the stuff that's been thrown in front of us jump overable?
You could probably clear it with an athletics check, sure.
Okay, Alan will attempt to dash because Alan can dash.
Okay, so you're just gonna go for the dash and just take like a running long jump, basically.
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
And he's gonna roll the athletics, right?
Uh-huh.
Why can't I roll tonight? Holy crap, 9.
Oof. So you go to make your jump, but you like just can't quite clear it, and so you like slip on the stuff, and you don't lose sight of her, but she is pulling ahead of you a little bit. So now she's gonna get another chance to try and lose you. She's gonna take a hard right turn down a side street, which is going to be a dexterity check from her. She does not roll high enough to gain any speed on you. The turn, like with the wheelbarrow, she has trouble navigating the turn, and so she has to like, oh shoot, it like spun out, and she picks the wheelbarrow back up and then continues running.
Has she made the turn yet?
Yeah, she's just made the turn. So she's rounded the corner. It just took her longer than she hoped, so Alan is like back on his feet and still gaining ground. Shale is going to just basically keep pace with Alan. Rather than like trying to leap over all of the debris, he leapt across a couple of them onto the other side and is now like he's keeping pace with you.
Small boy, he can leap across.
Yep.
Nice.
And we're using the closest person as your reference. So Alan, representing the party, is still 1 stage away. Zoth and Jeb, what are you gonna do, or are you gonna leave the chase to them?
Sorry, you go, Wash.
I was gonna say, can Jeb make a history check to like know of a shortcut through some of these alleyways and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
You cool with that, Zoth?
Yeah, go for it. If we can get to her, I can cast Hold Person.
That's a 10.
Sure. You know a side street.
Sorry, it's 11. It's 11.
Okay, yeah, you know a side street that's going to get you caught up with Alan, basically. So it's not quite going to cut her off, but it gets you back in view, and maybe the next time around you could do the same thing.
This way's off. I know I will. I'm just like, like over this way. Hold on, they're heading this way out.
All right, man. Let's go.
Mr. Prophecy, who I had forgotten about until just now, but he's with you. Mr. Prophecy.
Frank.
Yeah. Mr. Prophecy is He is keeping pace with Owlin. He made his jump, so he's with you, Owlin. And is running with you and Shale, trying to catch up. Okay, that brings us to the next round here. She looks back over her shoulder. Shark Harley sees you. She swears loudly like a real biker would, and then she she opens a door and flings her chain inside, grabs someone around the arm and rips them out into the alleyway. Someone comes, like, just pulls a person who's at, it's like a service entrance to a restaurant, you know? And she just, like, whips around someone's arm and lassos them out into the hallway with her chain, or at least she attempts to. And she significantly fails, which allows you guys to get a little bit closer before your turn. So Owlin, Shale, and Franklin Webb are now close enough that if you catch her on this round, you might initiate combat. What are you going to do to try and close the distance?
Would this be close enough that Owlin could attempt to throw a javelin into the spokes of the wheelbarrow's wheel?
This is 60 feet, and it's straight ahead of you, so it would be hard to land it in the wheel, but you could try it.
60 feet is disadvantage for a javelin.
You could hit her foot.
I could cast a fog cloud in front of her.
Oh, yeah. Do that. Owlin will just dash.
Wait, could I hold person on her? Is she within 60 feet of
She is exactly 60 feet away from you. I think the easiest way for us to negotiate that is for you to roll. It's not concentration in this one. It's con, right? To, like, because you're having to run as hard as you can to keep pace with her because she's exactly at the range of the spell. So let's roll that, and if you pass a DC, we'll just make it a DC 10. Like, if you can keep your concentration as much as the average caster needs to, then
just a straight con roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you may cast Dush.
I got a 6.
Okay.
No!
So you're trying, but you just aren't concentrated enough. On the bright side, it doesn't burn the leaf that you pulled for it because you're not concentrated enough to actually cast the spell. So, like, you're trying, but you can't get all the pieces to line up right in your head, and so
while running,
just so just nothing happens.
Okay. Owlin is dashing to attempt to close that gap.
Okay. Owlin, let's just have you just roll. I don't know that you need to roll.
Was that our team action, or was
you can also take an action if you want. Each person is trying to come up with a way for the party to get closer.
Owlin is just taking the dash action.
I'm gonna go ahead and fire that fog cloud. If Shark Harley is 60 feet away, I've got a 120 foot range, and so I just want to, like, wherever they're planning on going, just to obscure so she can't think clearly on where to go next.
Absolutely. Between Owlin dashing and you confusing the space in front of her, you guys catch right up to Shark Harley and initiate combat.
Which
brings us over here as Owlin is the first one to reach her, so you have a surprise round, Owlin, because you have caught her while she's fleeing, facing the other way. So what do you want to do with your surprise round?
Owlin is going to rage.
Owlin's going to rage.
And something I forgot about how something that's really handy. I don't know if we've been in combat very much since I leveled up last time, but Owlin has a bonus action attack while he's raging that I don't think I've used since I got it. So
we have not been in combat that much.
Yeah, we have not been in combat that much, but it is funny that I forgot that I have a bonus action attack while I'm raging.
Yep, that's a big rip.
Yeah. So he'll use his normal action attack right now with his greatsword to attempt to take out Shark Harley.
Okay.
And that is a 23.
Well, that's going to hit.
And that is 9 damage.
9 damage. So you hit Shark Harley, who's already got like a huge bruise on her back shoulder from the magic missile that hit her at max damage before. You hit Shark Harley with your broadsword. It hits her on on one of her arms, so the chain that's wrapped around it prevents you from like actually slicing into her arm, but you do draw blood and she kind of spins off. And now she's like convinced that she has to fight. She kind of readies herself, gets into a crouch as the rest of the party catches up. And with that in mind, we're going to enter combat. You guys have 60 seconds
bonus
to talk.
action?
Oh, yeah, you can take your bonus attack. Go ahead. It's a full surprise round.
I'm raging.
He's raging.
And that's a nat 20, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodness gracious. Roll that one more time for me, buddy.
Oh, I forgot I got to confirm it. I did not confirm.
Okay, so it's just a successful hit.
However, I did, like, almost. Oh no! It automatically gave me. That's interesting. D&D Beyond functions strangely. No, I'll roll again. That is 11 damage.
11 damage. So she spins around thinking that she'll be ready for your next hit, but instead you're ready for your next hit. And so as she spins, you're like, ha, no chains across your torso. And you just like immediately lunge towards her and you put like a huge gash across her collarbone and up towards her neck. And she's like, she's not looking good. She is one beat up thug. But she still is going to manage to get one attack off at least as she like pulls on the reserves of her will and screams this barbaric battle cry and reaches towards you with her left fist, her offhand. She reaches towards you and tries to grab your shoulder. So
is she a monk?
I don't know yet.
I
don't know. I don't know if she is.
Interesting.
But she's something you got to roll an acrobatics check to try and avoid her grapple.
Interesting. Acrobatics. I'm bad at that. I'm acrobatics.
Well, she got a 7.
Disadvantage on stuff.
That's true.
I got a 4.
Ah, man. So she reaches towards you, and she's not doing so great, but you're not doing so great. So she's able to grab onto your lapel, and then with her other hand, now that she's holding you, she's going to try...
The lapel of my thin male shirt.
Yeah, I guess it's like more of like your collar. But maybe her dirt claws hook the like male...
there you go.
Male links. She hooks the links of your male shirt. Yes. She hooks the links of your male shirt, and then the other chain wrapped around her other fist, bam, just haymakers you across the face. And that hits with a, let's see, she rolled a 14 to hit. Does that hit you?
It does.
Okay. So that hits you for 8 damage as she just, bam, smacks you across the face with her chain. Roll a wisdom save.
Oh. 22.
You wake up and are aware of the fact that you were recently enslaved.
Oh, shoot.
The aboleth was in your head recently, but you just snapped out of it. And she just punches you across the face. And it is now, everyone is here, 60 seconds to talk tactics.
Wait a second.
In character, Alan probably won't attack this round. He'll probably
he's just a little dazed and confused.
Yeah, processing that. Alan, in this talk tactics, Alan just like, all
right, guys, I got him, Franklin Webb says. I got my pick right here.
We need to talk after this.
I can take care of her.
I can cast Hold Person on her and give us time to get Elliot and leave.
Yeah, you hold her in place, it'll be just like T-ball. You hold her in place, and I'll just... I got my pickaxe. We'll take care of this. I'm ready for the adventure. If you hit her while
she's held, she will no longer be held. If we just let her be held, then we get more time.
Just let her be
held. That sounds oddly soothing,
Sometimes that's all you need.
Like, once we get Elliot, you can do whatever you want. We just got to make sure we get Elliot first.
What do you think, Jeb? Jeb? He turns around to where Jeb and Soth are coming out of the alley to join them. What do you think we should do?
I'm hitting her with everything I got.
All right. Well, then you should probably wait to Hold Person until Jeb and I are done hitting her.
Yeah. Sounds like
Hold Person shouldn't be affected by...
If she's attacked. I thought it was.
She's paralyzed.
Well, let me look.
It's not a charm.
She within range must succeed on or be
knows
paralyzed.
This because he has Hold Person too.
Oh yeah, it's just at the end of each of its turns. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we can do. I could start with that and then go from there.
You can lead.
I will cast Hold Person on her. She needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
I have a feeling the 8's not gonna do it.
My DC is 16, so no.
All right.
She is paralyzed.
She is frozen in place, still like one little claw grabbed into Alan's male shirt. And Alan like dizzily hasn't actually like disconnected yet. He's like,
yeah.
And her other fist like across his body, you know, like she just hit him. She's just frozen in that spot.
Someone get Elliot.
Alan will attempt to get Elliot.
Shale will go over and help you, and between the two of you, you get the tarp off of the wheelbarrow, and sure enough, there is... you've never met Elliot, but there's someone in the cart. There's a dirt folk, and he's got on like a you know, like a salesy polo shirt type deal. You know, he looks like a retail dude. And you you are able to basically just kind of gently lift him out of the cart, and you are now holding Elliott Orchid. Shale says, "We gotta wake him up somehow. Do we have any kind of medical supplies with us?"
Zothkug, I believe that is your expertise.
I have healing kits.
What shall we do with the paralyzed? I think Alan would technically be out of his rage by this point. He only used it for one turn, right? Because of, let me look at the...
Yes, I think if you go more than a turn without hitting or being hit, your rage expires, right?
Yep, that is correct. So
as you're asking what to do with it, Franklin Webb walks up, and I can't make up the nat one he just rolled. Walks up to her and goes, "I'll take care of her." Takes his pickaxe, swings it, misses like majorly, pulls himself off of his feet, falls down, and the handle of his pickaxe bonks him in the head. He's like, "I'll get her on the next one," and he stands back up. "Let me try again. Let me try again." He winds up again.
Alan looks at Jeb, who hasn't done anything this turn, and is just like, what?
Can I reach him in this?
Take care of her?
Yeah,
Can I reach him
you're
in
next
this
to
round?
him. Yeah, you're with
Okay.
him.
I run up to Shark Harley.
Yep.
And Jeb draws letters sword. The silvered sword.
Yep.
Short sword. And just like right up to her neck.
Okay. She's hold person, right? She can't speak in hold person.
She's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so she's just there. She's frozen there.
And I'm gonna ready an action that if she tries, like if she breaks free and tries to move, he's gonna slit her throat.
Dang.
Dang, Jeb is unhinged when he's tired. You're not you when you're sleeping.
Well, so in Jeb's mind, he's kind of not thinking straight too right now because he is really tired. But also, this person has Annabelle's dad.
That's true.
Just for Chad's sake, a paralyzed creature is incapacitated and can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Does Zoth say that out to the rest of the party?
No. Shale's like, what are you talking about?
That's just for Chad's sake.
There was a oh no, this is a tavern talk side story. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, what do? Shale's like, all right, we gotta wake him up somehow. We gotta get him up.
Zothkug?
Does healing break concentration?
Probably, actually. I bet it does.
This whole person's a concentration spell.
Yeah, so then you probably can't. You're like, I'm focused too hard.
I can attempt a medicine check, however, in my exhausted state, I don't know how good it will be.
If you can just tie up Harley so when the whole person breaks, she can't do anything, then we're good.
Well, a question I will pose, is Harley a tie you up situation, or is it simply more efficient to take advantage of the vulnerable state she is in at the moment and kill her?
You know my answer.
Her
based
eyes
on the
widen a
answer
little
I
bit.
just gave you.
Her eyes what?
Her eyes widen a little bit. Like her eyes are like flicking back and forth between you, even though she can't like move her body. It's just like,
I guess I should have expected that. However, I have voiced my concern at how inconsistent you are in that belief often. And then Alan will was Elliott tied up?
no, he was just unconscious.
Is there any tools for tying up in the wheelbarrow?
Nope.
It simply may be more efficient to incapacitate her in a physical means at this moment. I apologize to how that may.
So I can hit her again? Franklin says, ignoring the fact that last time he hit her, he hit himself.
I would say yes, is what Alan will say.
When we have manacles, can't we just like...
Do we have manacles?
I don't have any manacles.
You got rope?
I got this pick. It's my adventuring tool.
It does.
It's handy.
Let's see. Oh, I have rope. I forgot. Alan will reach into his backpack. I do have rope. Alan will tie up Shark Harley.
Cool.
Once Shark Harley's good and tight, he'll tell Zothkug to heal Elliot.
Roll sleight of hand to see how good your knot is.
I'm still tired, so it might suck. And I'm also not good at sleight of hand. Yeah, a 2.
All right. So you tie the knot as best as you're able.
Is Alan able to be self-aware enough to realize that it's bad?
Yeah, but it's the best you can do in your current state. Like,
Fox, no, not, that's a slip of the tongue. That's sad. Jeb, are you able to tie this knot? I seem to have, done,
or Shale. Shale, are you good with knots?
Yeah, Shale, also, yes.
I can tie it. Shale comes over and rolls a 3. The knot doesn't look that much better when Shale ties it. He's still got his eyes like locked on Shark Harley's eyes. Like Magic's been out of the game for long enough that he's still expecting her to attack at any moment. So he's like retying it by touch, you know? Like that should hold.
I think Alan would probably still go with the Grey Watch guy, even though he like visually doesn't look good. It's like
Franklin Webb is like, that's not a knot. That won't hold her. Let me try. And Franklin, desperate to redeem himself, rolls a 17.
Yo, how many clowns
Franklin.
does it take to tie up a bad guy?
Yeah.
That's what we're playing right now.
So Franklin Webb sits down and he's like, I remember this from Scouts. You did Scouts, right? He looks up at Jeb. And then he goes back and ties like a very dexterous knot to hold her in place. Yeah.
All right. Zothkug, I believe now might be a good time to revive Elliot. However, another thing I would like to mention now that we are out of that situation, when I was struck by Shark Harley, I believe I was knocked from the Aboleth's control. As in, I was enslaved by the Aboleth for a certain period of time.
That's not good.
And
now, every time we see each other, we're going to have to hit each other.
I don't know if that is the solution. However, I do find it quite unnerving that I was able to simply behave as normal while under, like, as far as I remember.
I mean, maybe they're just using it to gather information. Like, they're not using you, they're just spying.
That is possible. However, I wouldn't doubt that there may have been another time, you know, if there was an opportunity that the Aboleth would have taken control of me and commanded me to do things against the party. However, it is helpful to know that there's a chance of
we have to operate under the assumption that they've heard everything we've talked about.
This is true, sadly. But it's good to know that the charm or the spell that the Aboleth puts people under can be disturbed through physical contact.
Oh. Hitting.
Yes.
Not just touching someone.
Well, yeah. Well, that's safe to assume. However, now we should see.
I will attempt to heal Elliot now.
Yes.
I'm gonna use a healer's kit, Josh.
Great.
Let me roll that d6. I don't know what his hit die is.
Just 1.
Okay.
He doesn't have any levels, so I'm just giving him 1.
It's gonna be 8 HP regained.
Okay. He's like clearly alive and breathing and stuff, and his eyes flicker open, but he's like he's been beat to hell. Like, you know, he's got bruises all up and down. You think one of his knees might be broken. You know, like he's had the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah.
And he kind of like sits up in the cart and looks over at you and goes, "Who are you?"
We are here to save you. We are 4 guys, adventures and vibes, and we are currently working with your boss, Elaine Mollusk.
But there's 5 of you, right?
That's complicated.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm sleepy. I could use can you just take me home, maybe?
We believe that home may not be a safe place for you. However, we can take you to an inn where your daughter is. We've been protecting your daughter.
Oh, okay. That sounds like what about her? And he points down at Shark Harley, who's been released but is just kind of quietly staring daggers up at you.
We will interrogate her and see what we can learn from her. And as soon as you're rested enough, we would like to see what you've been learning about the Wingle Digits and the Aboleth's mind control.
I'm adding a die to the tension pool. It's the 6th die, so I'm going to clear the pool.
I only see one die up on that virtual tabletop right there.
Because the rest got dumped off the side.
Yep.
Okay.
He said okay.
Yeah.
But yes, as soon as you're well enough, we would love to use your knowledge to help us free our friend.
And potentially others.
The machine, the brains. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a thing for that somewhere, but it's at my house, and we can't go to my house.
Well, we have
we
some
believe
of your
we have
early
everything we
drafts
need.
of your plans. That I
Oh,
have
okay.
notated.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
However-
different versions of that design. I'm not sure which
Yes.
one's gonna work. I guess we can just build them all.
That sounds good to me. How long would you estimate doing that would take?
Probably no more than a day for each design. I mean, they're very similar outsides. It's the insides that are all different. Did someone just ask for a DM thing? Oh,
Nope,
for some
I said
reason,
no.
I just have in the back of my mind, sometimes as I just go through my life, I hear Wash go DM. And and I think, oh, yeah.
I went,
Oh,
Phantom
okay.
Wash.
Maybe that's what I was hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will after you rest. We will talk more about that timetable. Because I believe, sadly, and then Alan will turn to Zoth and Jeb, and I can't tell whether that was a real DM request or not. Alan will. I sadly believe that in the state we're in, we cannot rescue Fox. We need to rest.
No, I'm good.
Unfortunately.
I'm good. I can go.
Shale turns to you and goes, "Do you know where he is?"
We
He's
believe.
at the mansion.
Yes, we believe he's underneath the mansion in Jess Basin's secret dungeon.
Take me with you, Shale. We got this. I'm good.
We
keep
cannot.
going.
We cannot go right now.
Shale waves a hand in front of your face to see to watch your reaction time, and he's like, "You don't seem like you're doing so good. You might want to rest first."
I got this. I'm good.
I'm
ready.
How about you rest, and I'll go scout the place and see if I can find us another way in.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then
great idea. Owl and
in the
Zoth
morning-
and Frank, you guys go rest. Me and Shale, we're gonna go scout the place. Yeah.
Are you sure this is wise, Mr. Peppermint? Are you sure this is the course you want to take?
Oh, wait. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah.
Alan
We got this.
will pick up Jeb, scoop Jeb up.
Well,
And,
if he wants to come, he can come.
Alan's gonna pick up Jeb and hold
Jeb
him.
is very comfortingly laying in Owlin's arms,
Yeah.
going, "Nah, I got this."
And
we're good.
Alan is gonna start taking him back towards where we came from. And
Glad we've come to an agreement. This is a good choice.
Shale
What,
says,
you want me to join? Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
Shale says to Zothkug, "Are you able to carry Mr. Orchid?"
Yeah.
Okay.
But Alan will turn back to Shale and say, "I trust you will gain what knowledge you need to from, and then he like nods over to Shark Harley.
We'll talk.
Alan nods and then continues to carry Jeb back to the inn.
As you turn and continue walking back to the inn, you distinctly hear the sound of a cloak being folded neatly and set aside, as though to not get any blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and
that's
then
fair. I get my own cat. Oh man.
Yeah, and as you go
Really?
around the corner and Jeb says that, the next thing you hear is the snarl of a serval before they fall out of audibility behind you.
There you go.
Okay, so you head back to the Twilight Fox Tavern with another wayward rescued person who unfortunately is still not Fox, but
Yeah, so we just keep picking people up but not finding Fox.
yeah.
Yes.
You get Elliott Orchid back to the place. Elaine Mollusk pokes her head out when you come in the door, sees the state he's in, and you see her like reach a hand behind her and go, "Hang on, Annabelle, we're gonna wait until the morning, okay? Daddy needs to sleep." And like she's kind of like keeping Annabelle shielded from seeing her dad in that state. She kind of like nods to you and closes the door again, and like she's gonna just spend her time, taking care of Annabelle.
Cool. Alan is going to drop Jeb off in his back room. Jeb is already asleep, as you can see.
Yeah.
And then he'll help Zothkug with Elliot.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Elliot with the daughter and I guess Elaine.
Okay.
Wherever they are.
Oh, I thought.
Oh no, because then Annabelle would see.
The whole point is that.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, Elaine's got the door shut.
Zothkug starts doing that, and then Alan like redirects his shoulders, like just like nope, turning him towards another room. Like,
okay.
Alan, the only conscious person in a whole pack of zombies.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so you. Oh, chat cast Cure Wounds on Elliot.
On Elliot, let's go.
So as you're moving Elliot, it's like you can see the restoration happening in him a little bit.
I'm such a good healer.
Yeah, he's still like beat up and bruised, and like his knee is still broken. You can't just magic away a broken knee. But he, the scars are beginning to darken and kind of close up, and he's looking a little better. There's some color back in his skin. His breathing's more even. You set him on his own bed, and then head back to your own rooms. Are either of you doing anything before you sleep, or just sleeping it off?
I'm just sleeping it off.
Yeah, I
Ev is
think
already asleep.
Okay.
I think Alan just needs to sleep. I think that's
Great.
Long rest time.
Yep. I'm rolling for Shale's interrogation just to see how well he does. So I gave him like 8 questions, and he got nothing below a 17
Heck
on
yeah.
all of my rolls. He beat the crap out of Shark Harley, and we'll find out exactly what he learned on next week's episode of the Winged Badger Tavern, because this brings tonight's episode of our Dungeons and Dragons session to a close.